has taken a lead role in Hollywood action films and has even played a part in major crime waves in the United States. No, it's not some actor or it's not some person. It's a gun. It's called the Glock, which has transformed the American gun market. Right, Steve?
That's right, Brian. So how did the Glock get its reputation? Let's talk to Paul Barrett. He's the author of a great new book. It's called Glock, The Rise of America's Gun. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Tell us about Gaston Glock. He's a guy who was making curtain rods when he got a big idea.
Right. He was an obscure Austrian engineer who had the opportunity to design a new pistol for the Austrian army when it was moving from its World War II era pistols. And he came up with this very innovative design, a mostly plastic gun with much larger ammunition capacity. The Austrian army adopted it, and then Gaston Glock turned to the richest gun market in the world, the United States.
And how did we receive it?
Well, we received it with tremendous enthusiasm. In the mid-1980s, when he showed up here, police departments across the United States were concerned that they were being outgunned by the bad guys. And so someone who said, I have the pistol of the future, a handgun with an ammunition capacity of 17 rounds compared to the 5 or 6 rounds in the traditional .38 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver, was seen as someone with something to sell.
And one of the things about the Glock, a lot of people have said, look, it's made out of plastic so that when you go through the airport metal detector or something, you can't see the darn thing.
Right.
Anything to that?
Nothing at all, but part of the reason why so many people believe that was that Bruce Willis said that in Die Hard 2 in 1990.
Are you kidding?
No, he made a big speech about the Glock and its wondrous qualities, and that was one of them. He also said, by the way, the gun was made out of porcelain, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. But this is how the Glock became so well known so quickly. Hollywood glommed onto it, began talking about it in the movies, putting it in the hands of good guys and bad guys,
right.
And before you knew it, everyone knew what the Glock was, even if they didn't know much about guns.
So the Glock burst on the scene. Has it really changed since?
The Glock itself has not.
Evolved?
It's stayed pretty much the same. And what has happened is the market has shifted to follow the Glock. If you go to an industry trade show today and you look around, you don't know much about guns, you think everyone's selling the Glock because the Smith & Wessons look like Glocks, the Berettas look like Glocks. It redefined the marketplace.
And maybe it is just the influence of the movies and stuff like that, but you get the idea, Paul, that every bad guy's got a Glock, but they can't afford them.
No, that's right. This is not a throwaway gun. This is not a gun commonly used to stick up at 7-Eleven. It's a mid-priced gun. And part of the reason why we think all the bad guys have it is because all the gangster rappers are talking about Glocks all the time.
Yeah.
And part of the reason that I think that's the case is because it rhymes so well with words that are useful in rap songs.
I mean, it's good when the inventor has a great last name.
Absolutely.
Like that last name just works with the gun.
Like Sam Colt in the 19th century. Colt, Glock, very similar.
And Colt 45 beer named it.
Sure.
I don't have no idea.
Also in some rap songs.
Right, I'm pretty sure.
Listen, he spent 15 years of his life putting this book together, and it is really interesting. Paul Barrett, author of Glock, The Rise of America's Guns. We thank you very much for joining us live.
Sure, thank you.